I hope everybody had a wonderful week as we make our way closer and closer to the Yamim Noraim. We continue with our series on parenting and education in the Parasha with this week's Parasha, Tabo. And Tabo discusses the berachot and klalot, the blessings and the curses, the berachot, which would be in response to following the word of Borei Olam, fulfilling the Torah, or chas v'shalom, the klalot, for disregarding the word of Borei Olam and violating the Torah. And one cannot help but shudder when reading the klalot, and that's for two reasons. One, because the klalot themselves, as they are discussed, words on the page, are incredibly scary to think that these are things that could happen should we violate the Torah. What makes it even scarier is the fact that history has laid testament to the fact that these are the klalot, and in the past they have happened. One need not read further than Sefer Yirmiyahu and the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash to see that the things that Borei Olam said will happen should you violate the Torah did in fact happen at that period of time, and so unfortunately it can become a reality. In particular, there is one klala that doesn't seem to make sense. The Parasha says in Perek Kavchet, Pasuk Lamed Vav, that if you violate the Torah, if you don't follow the word of Borei Olam, then Yolech Adonai otcha ve'et malkecha asher takim alecha el goy asher lo yada'ta ata va'avotecha ve'avadat Hashem Elohim acherim etz va'aven. That if you don't follow the word of Borei Olam, God is going to send you out into a nation that you're not going to know, and that your forefathers did not know, and there you are going to worship foreign gods. So if you don't follow Borei Olam, then the punishment is you're going to be subject to Avodah Zarah. It's very odd that that's a consequence. It would seem that that is the catalyst. It should say, if you worship foreign gods, if you worship foreign idols, then Borei Olam is going to punish you with whatever it may be. How is it that Avodah Zarah, worshipping Avodah Zarah, being subject to foreign gods, is a consequence, is a kilala in response to not following the word of Borei Olam? And the Mifashim go to great lengths in looking at it semantically and trying to figure out what it could possibly mean to say that as a result of not following Torah, you're going to be subject to Avodah Zarah. Rav Shimshon Raphael Hirsch has a fantastic perush, and he writes that the punishment here means as follows. Should you not follow the words of Borei Olam, should you violate and disregard the Torah and the values and ideals and ideas that it is meant to give to you, that you should be giving over to your children, then as a consequence, your children will live in a world that has values that are opposite of what you were trying to give them. The world will raise your children instead of you, and they will be subject to ideas and concepts that are completely antithetical to what the Torah proposes, to what the Torah wants us to inculcate into our lives. The punishment here is, you didn't do the job of passing on the values of Torah to your children, somebody else is going to do it for you. As parents, we have a tremendous responsibility to recognize the fact that our children are getting their values from us. Everything that we do, everything that we say, every way that we behave, they're watching and they're paying attention. And whatever it is that we do, they are going to copy, because that is what they saw at the dinner table, when we were out, in the car, in the conversations, in the relationships. If we don't inculcate them with the values of the Torah, if we don't give them a strong identity, if we don't give them the confidence to be proud of who they are as Yehudim, make no mistake about it, Borei Olam says in this week's Parasha, they will be subject to somebody else who is going to give them their values, which are not in keeping with what you wanted your children to value. As we read the Kilalot in Parashat Tabo, let us be aware of the task, of the challenge of parenting, and the fact that we are going up against a world that is challenging everything that we believe in, and if our children don't hear it from us, they're going to get it from somebody else. Shabbat Shalom.